Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's
I am
up?
the Immortal Burrito,
And
I'm
I
here.
T Smooth.
How's it going, everybody? Today, our topic of discussion is the 27 Club, which is a group of artists who died tragically at the age of 27. Don't know if anybody's actually heard about this before, but
I've actually never heard about this before. Like,
how haven't you heard about it, man?
so
Like,
everybody on this list died at the age of
it's
27.
everybody on this list, man. Like, we're gonna read the list to you guys in a couple minutes, but like, it's literally like some of the most talented musicians out there not necessarily our generation.
No,
but
true that, true. Because I think I'd know if my favorite artist died at the age of 27.
But it's pretty much like all these musicians and like famous artists who died at the age of 27, and it's really sad, man, because like we lost out on a hell of a lot of talent with these
True
people,
that.
So here's a list of the people. It's first on the list, of course, the king, Jimi Hendrix, died on overdosing on a pill, drowning in his own vomit.
I like how they don't specify which pill. That's pretty. That's smart of them. Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, man, because
That's-
next thing you know, like kids will be out there buying these pills.
Who's next?
Next is Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones.
So died 1969.
No reason at all. He was found face down in a swimming pool and had a history of drug habits and alcohol abuse. So
So they're assuming he was drunk and high at the same time.
probably, and then he just like went for a swim and just never came back. Pretty much, I guess.
Okay. Who's next?
Next is Janis Joplin. died in
1970.
Apparent heroin overdose. Guys, don't do heroin. Don't do drugs.
Because it will apparently kill you.
Apparently. Because it's
Apparently.
an apparent heroin overdose.
No, we actually should be serious about this.
Yeah,
These people
no,
die.
guys, please don't do heroin. I beg you, please
At
do
all.
not.
At all. Who's
Alright.
next? Who's next?
Next on the list is Jim Morrison of The Doors, died in 1971. He was
Oh, yeah?
found dead in his apartment. Circumstances of death are unknown, as an autopsy was never performed.
So he could have
Why?
been shot.
Anything could have happened to
Stabbed.
him. Absolutely anything. Why didn't they perform an autopsy? Like, that's standard. You should do that with everyone who dies.
Do you think they knew what an autopsy was at that time? I don't know.
I'm
like-
pretty sure they did know.
Okay.
I mean, if Brian Jones died in 1960, okay, no, he was found face down. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure there were people who died before him that like they knew.
They
like,
performed
they
autopsies on
autopsies on
Yeah,
him.
but they're not famous, so we're not sure.
Okay, true. So they just don't care about anybody who's not famous.
The next person on the list.
Next person is Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. Died in 1994, suicide. I'm pretty sure like everyone knows how he died. I'm not gonna divulge into it.
I really don't know. How
You don't
he
know?
died.
No. Shot his brains out, dude. Shotgun in the mouth.
Bam.
Like literally just that.
Too much movies.
I was actually told a joke a couple minutes ago about Raymond. I kind of forgot it now. I'm glad. Like that was a really scarring joke.
Who's next?
Next is Amy Winehouse, who died in 2011. She's found dead in a London home. And they don't necessarily specify how she died. It could have been drug abuse, knowing Amy Winehouse's history.
Or the Grim Reaper just walked in the apartment and decided, you know what,
Let's
I'm
go with
taking it
that,
today.
dude.
Let's go with that, since nobody can even explain the Grim Reaper. Who's next?
Next is Robert Johnson, died in 1938. I don't know who Robert Johnson is.
Me neither.
But
How'd he die?
I can't, like, what possible Streichline? I'm gonna go with Streichline. It sounds great, Joe.
It's poisoning people.
It's
Let's
poisoning.
just
He
keep it
was
there.
poisoned.
So leave the poison at all times. Yes.
He was poisoned.
Who's next?
Next is Alan Wilson from Canned Heat, died in 1970 in an apparent drug overdose. Everyone's dying from drug overdose.
And I love how they say apparent. It's like they're not sure whether it was the drugs or something else.
I'm pretty sure like they just didn't want to release the truth. They just don't want to tell the people like no. it was definitely
Conspiracy
drug overdose.
theories start like this.
Exactly.
Who is next?
And next, another heroin overdose, man. Kristen Pfaff from Hole and Jana Joe.
Guys, heroin, please.
Died in
Let's-
1984.
Let's try to cut down on the drugs, please.
Yeah, please, guys.
You
We-
can
we
do
already
music
discussed
sober.
this.
You can do music sober.
Next on the list, we got Sean McCabe
Mm-hmm.
from the Ink Dagger. Died in 2000. Asphyxiation after choking on his own vomit. That's so.
disturbing. Next, no.
this
we're not
no,
gonna
like
expound.
we're gonna divulge into this a little
Yeah,
bit. Like
oh my goodness.
one thing, if you choke on your own vomit, you probably deserve it.
How heartless can you be? How heartless can you be? No. Next,
Okay,
Brian.
moving on.
Next.
Next is Jeremy Michael Ward
Mm-hmm.
from the Mars Volta and the. Okay, I'm not gonna say that because that sounds like a swear word.
Okay.
But he died in 2003
I'm not gonna judge you.
from a heroin overdose. We've got another taker, people. Another heroin overdose.
What is with musicians and heroin?
I think like as like people just get into that phase where like they do all these drugs and like you know what, there's nothing that can harm me anymore. Like, think about like Ozzy Osbourne. He's done like every single drug.
Legit.
He's done heroin and he didn't like it. Like, it's kind of funny that you can do heroin and like,
not like
be
it.
hooked to it. Like,
At
no,
least-
he's
at
like,
least we know now that you cannot be addicted to such. I think.
well, I'm pretty sure you can.
No, okay.
And then he was a special case. Like, he didn't like, nah, it's not for me. You just moved on from it.
So this is a lesson to everybody. Not everyone is a special case.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please don't do heroin, guys.
Who's next?
Maya Zapata from the Gits died in 1993. She was raped, strangled, and left dead in the streets of Seattle.
That was personal.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, moving on.
Who's next? Who's next?
Jean-Michel Biscay died in 1988 from a heroin overdose.
Ah, another drug.
Jean-Michel, man, he was one of the most amazing artists.
Really?
He was a graffiti artist in Brooklyn, New York.
Really?
But insane, like
Yes.
really insane.
Do they have pictures of his artwork?
Yeah, just Google it.
Right, Google.
Like,
of
literally, just Google it.
course. Next.
Next is Richie Edwards from the Maniac Preachers. Went missing in 1995, legally declared dead in 2008.
It's the government.
It's the government.
It's
How
different.
do you go missing for that long and you're declared dead in 2008?
It's the government, man.
You probably
They
went
planned
into
the whole
hiding. Like,
thing.
it's probably
Oh, he
some-
could still be alive, you know, some Tupac.
It could be some
Michael
Illuminati
Jackson
stuff.
No, next.
What's wrong with the Illuminati?
No, next.
Okay. Next is Linda Jones, who was a soul singer. Died in 1972. Soon after being diagnosed with diabetes.
Oh,
So stay away from candy. Okay, no, I shouldn't have said that. Yo, I feel really bad now.
I really think people are gonna hunt you down after this.
Yeah, they
Who's
probably
next?
will. Next is Pete Ham from Badfinger, died in 1975, who hung himself.
Okay, I get gunshot. You don't feel anything. You can hang yourself.
I wouldn't necessarily say you don't feel anything from a gunshot.
You
I mean,
legit don't. If you can shoot yourself at the right angle, bah, brains
yeah, but
out.
Like, you do
ah.
get cases where people like still, like,
Yeah, because they use like teeny tiny guns. They're like a huge gunshot, dude. The one that leaves a massive hole. It can't survive from a massive hole. That's like an explosion in your head.
you can. You can. I guarantee you can. I actually know somebody who survived. He's a vegetable now, but still. Like, he survived from being shot in the head.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is no suicide where you don't feel anything, I guess. Who's next?
Next is Jesse Balvin, who died in 1960 from a two-car collision. Fire accident.
So I'm guessing somebody was drunk.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Alright. Next.
Don't drink and drive. Next is Dave Alexander from The Stooges, died in 1975 from pulmonary edema.
Want to explain to our listeners what that is?
Pulmonary edema is basically, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
So let's Google that, people. Google. We're musicians. We're not doctors. Next.
Next is Dickie Pride, who died in 1969, overdosed on sleeping pills.
So he never woke up. Aha.
Pretty much.
That could be
That's a-
suicide. You don't feel anything. You
Okay,
sleep
true.
and you
Okay.
don't wake up.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Why didn't we put money on this? Damn it. Who's next?
Next is Chris Ball, who was a solo musician and big star. He died in 1978, crashed into a wooden pole in the early hours of the morning, died on impact. So,
He was from a gig, I'm guessing. Very sleepy.
maybe had a little bit too much to drink.
Yeah, and then
Maybe.
passed out. And then when he opened his eyes, there was a pole.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Next is Rudy Lewis from The Drifters, who died in 1964, believed to have died from a drug overdose. Believed.
No drug overdose is like for certain a drug overdose. So they believed, it's probably or
You see,
apparently.
all these people where they say like it's apparent or
Mhm.
they believe, they didn't do an autopsy, which is something they should have done.
I feel they're still alive.
Like, they're not slow.
Okay,
They're
I was
definitely
just
not.
trying to start something new. Never mind.
Next,
Next.
we got Pete DeFreitas from Echo and the Bunnymen. Died in 1989 when his motorcycle collided with the car.
I don't know which part.
This is actually a very serious issue. Please, when you're on the road and you're driving, please be careful of like motorbikes around you.
be
Because
very
like these guys
careful.
pop out of nowhere. I've seen many car accidents with motorbikes. Like, it's kind of scary. Man.
Yeah, I
Also,
saw one dude. True story. Lost his head. Like the helmet legit pulled his hair. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, okay, that's your.
Freaky. Yes, I know.
I've seen a dude like just fly straight up and stay after being hit by a car. Landed head first. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Kind of getting depressing. Next is Ronald Pigpen McKernan from The Grateful Dead. Died in 1973. Found dead in his Court Madera, CA home of Wow, my English is absolutely horrible.
It's not bad. I don't blame you. I really don't.
Okay,
blame
no,
you.
it's gastrointestinal hemorrhage.
What do you know what that is?
Nope. Moving on.
Next.
to the last person on this list. D. Boone from the Minutemen died in 1985. Broken neck in a van accident.
Oh, that's.
So, like, the most apparent things on this list are suicide, drug
Yes.
overdoses, and car
That's about
accidents.
That's.
Like, so all of these things are like
Stay off
obviously-
drugs. Stay off candy. Don't buy your car. Just walk. I think
That's a very
I think,
positive message to the earth.
I think that's the only way you will go past 27. After that, you're on your own.
The whole room of the 27 Club is basically like if it's either you make it or you don't at the age of 27. Like that was the whole theory behind it. Like one of the theories behind it. Like
Really?
it's a make or break age. That's what people thought it was. So if you were famous at the age of 27, you died like you weren't supposed to live on. Like that's how they saw it.
That's just some freaky shit. Anyway, people, that's all we got for today. Wait. Let me just go get more tea.